Welcome back, everyone, to the Thursday edition of Sports Call. Andy Graham here with you for another hour and a half, taking your phone calls and discussing everything going on in Auburn athletics. Give us a call at 1-888-9-TIGER-9 toll-free or locally at 334-887-3401. Sports Call is brought to you by Always Money. Always Money offers title loans, cash advance loans, Western Union services, and they buy your gold. Visit one of their many convenient locations or visit them on the web at alwaysmoney.com. Always Money. Easy, convenient, friendly, and fast. We'll pick up your phone calls in the next segment, but right now we're going to welcome in a special guest, Jerry Meyer, the Director of Basketball Scouting for 247 Sports. Hey, Jerry, how's it going today?
It's going well. Nice and hot out here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, I imagine so. Well, it's not too cool here as well. It's a good 92 or 3. I
can't brag about it then.
But it's a dry heat there, right?
That's what they say. Until you start sweating, it gets a little wet.
Well, Jerry, let's talk about Bruce Pearl here for a minute. Obviously, this past Sunday at 12:01, his show calls finally elapsed. I know a lot of people don't quite understand, kind of what that means. Can you enlighten us a little bit, maybe, about what exactly that means?
Sure.
That his show calls is now up?
Well, it means he can recruit, and he's a pretty man, a head coach who can do everything a head coach does in recruiting. Prior to that time, he could have no contact with recruits in any manner whatsoever. Could not evaluate them, could not talk to them, couldn't text them, call them, write them. It basically had to be invisible. So, basically it goes from nothing to everything.
It's pretty incredible, the recruiting that has already gone on at Auburn to bring in some guys for this year to compete. But what he's doing now that I guess the shackles have been taken off is even more impressive. Let's talk about the 3 recruits that Auburn has recently had committed, and then we'll talk about the guy that they had commit today. But just beginning, maybe with Daniel Purifoy. Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Sure. 6'6", big and strong, good athlete, and very physical, very aggressive. I think he's going to be great in Coach Pearl's style of play. Versatile defender, can guard different positions and likes to defend. And he's sort of a wing enforcer. He's not a primary scorer. He can score some. Basically his game, other than his scoring, is a 5-star game. And he's going to. I see him having a great career at Auburn.
Now let's move on to to Horace Spencer.
Similar to Purifoy in a lot of ways. He's bigger. He's a power forward and not a wing, but physical, strong, aggressive, tough. Guys that are going to really go to battle for Auburn and Coach Pearl. Not a primary scorer either. He can score some, but more of a run-the-court, rebound. It reminds me of Chris Porter. I coached against Chris Porter the one year I was an assistant at Vanderbilt, and I see a lot of similarities in those two, kind of a Kenneth Fareed, if you've been watching the USA national team, just that really athletic, aggressive, power forward type who attacks the rim in transition and in rebounding.
Well, you just made a lot of people around Auburn happy comparing him to Chris Porter.
Should be. I know Chris Porter was something else. I think Spencer. I think he really does have that type of potential because he loves to compete. He is aggressive, loves contact, and he is very athletic.
Yeah, Chris Porter came into Auburn and really changed the culture with what he was able to do. Just being, like you said, he was just a tremendous athlete all over the court, not necessarily a polished scorer, but if Auburn gets half of that out of Horace Spencer, they'll be very, very glad. Well, how about T.J. Dunas, the JUCO transfer?
Yeah, great scorer. Now we got a guy who's more of a primary scorer. He's going to make buckets for Auburn. 6'5", can basically play all 3 perimeter positions, point guard through the small forward. But I think his specialty would be on the wing scoring. But he does more to score. He put up great stats as a freshman in junior college. across the board. Like about 8 rebounds a game, 4 assists, 3 steals, even 2 blocks per game. So it tells you what kind of athlete he is, and just all-around competitor.
Well, tell us what you know about the 7-footer that Auburn had commit to them today.
Sure. Yeah, incredible news there. Maryland did not accept him in school after he had the legal troubles with the shoplifting incident. Trayvon Reed is a project. He's one of those thin, 7 foot, 7'1" guys, but he has skill. He needs to learn to play harder, and he needs some Horace Spencer to rub off on him and some Daniel Purifoy. If he gets more focused and becomes more competitive, more aggressive, which I could really see happening at Auburn with the positive energy they have going with their program, he could be a very good player.